Hey everybody, welcome back to Taz's Wig Closet at Wig Studio One. Today we're just going to chat about the editor's pick by Raquel Welch. I am so often asked what my favorite style is, and I always have to go with this style. Find out what's different about the newest one I just received coming up. So when asked, I always say that the editor's pick is my favorite style. I hate being pinned down on that question because it's a bit of a moving target. Just like ice cream, I could be on chocolate today and just be obsessed with vanilla tomorrow, right? But this editor's pick style, I keep coming back to time and time again. I've worn it the most, I've worn it the longest, and I've experienced probably the most variety of colors in this style. Now I ordered this from Wig Studio One, purchased it through Wig Studio One. Be sure to reach out to Wig Studio One if you have any questions about this style or any other style. They're always willing to help. All of the links to this style are below, so if you expand the description box below, you'll find where you can just click on, take a look at this style and all of the beautiful colors. So one thing we know as wig wearers, and this is a great lesson for the newer wig wearers, is that we can sometimes see variances or small differences in the same style. So you order a style today, you get one next month or next year, and it could be a little bit different. Now I've seen the editor's pick sort of evolve in several different ways since I've bought this wig when it first came out. When I got this one is in the pale golden honey, the RL 1688. When I got this style, I did my usual take it out, remove the tag, check it out real good, remove the tags, shake it out really well, apply it, and then start working with it. I did just that. Now what I've noticed is that this is very bushy compared to some of the older editor's pick styles that I've had. And I think there's more hair on it. I really do. I just really felt like when I put it on, I felt like I was trying to weed through the forest without a machete. It just sort of come in and engulfed my face, and it was just truly a lot of hair. And when I got to looking at it, I felt like there's more hair especially on the sides that comes and frames the face. It's still an absolutely gorgeous style. I wouldn't trade it for anything, but this is just very different from the first one that I've ever had from this one. I've noticed that there's varying lengths and amount of volume on the editor's picks that I have received. This just happens to be one where it seems a little bit longer, there seems to be a little more hair, and it seems to have a lot more volume on the sides. I mean, it's just a lot. I feel like a lion, a regal lion in this style. Now it will settle some, of course. Now another thing that I have noticed with the Raquel Welch styles in particular is that the caps keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I literally had to crisscross the adjusters on this editor's pick just so that it didn't slide around. I still don't have a very secure fit. Might have to consider wearing a wig grip or some adhesive or something. Or doing some modifications. And when I have a style that I dearly, dearly love, I'm definitely willing to do that, but I definitely wouldn't bother with all that if I didn't love it so much. There must be some demographic information that Raquel Welch is receiving to where the majority of their clients maybe have a bigger circumference. I'm a 21 and a quarter inch circumference. And the first editor's pick that I got, I had to cinch it in just a tad. It fit me beautifully all the way around. Now that tells me that's probably pretty much average size, okay? So now they're more like average large size right out of the box. A lot of them are. I don't want to say across the board, and it could be an anomaly because I only have this particular piece to compare it to, but it's very large. So just be aware that if you do have a petite circumference, that the Raquel Welch brand might actually be a little bit large on you. And if you really love the style, it's very much worth it to make some modifications or use some additional secure strategies for the style. So now what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a side-by-side with this one and the one that I bought originally. I still have my original editor's pick in shaded biscuit that I'm gonna show you to compare it to this one. So with my purchase of this brand new editor's pick, they're actually attaching some care instructions. I don't know when they started to do that. The last one that I purchased did not have this pamphlet in there. So I thought I would just talk to you about how maybe they're revamping or what they're recommending to take care of the editor's pick. So you know that the editor's pick is made from the Raquel Welch True to Life fiber, which is a heat-friendly fiber. The main complaint about a heat-friendly fiber is that it doesn't last as long as regular synthetic. So this has been a really big point of contention about whether to purchase a heat-friendly style like this or not. So I have pretty good luck with my heat-friendly fibers. I understand that they're more delicate, that they react a little more strongly to any type of friction, wear, and tear. And so I feel like I have really good luck. There's just nothing that beats the feel of the heat-friendly fibers by Raquel Welch. It feels very much like human hair. It's got like a velvety exterior on it. I feel like that's because during the chemical process, manufacturing process, that they do add in a little bit of a coating to each of the fibers that actually protects it from the heat. So it acts like a little cuticle, which changes it up a little bit. It changes the way it feels. It changes the way it reacts. So we have the little care instruction tag here. It was actually attached to the name tag of the wig style. And it says care instructions for wavy or curly styles. Now, I don't know if this is just heat-friendly styles or if maybe they attached these to all of that curly textured styles. It seems to me there would be a difference in how you handle a heat-friendly fiber versus a regular synthetic fiber. It says the first instruction here is to use only your fingers to style when the hair is completely dry. Do not comb or brush dry hair as it can loosen the curls. I have often said this. You'll always hear me say with curly styles. So you heard me say this. This is one of the things I always say because I'm a big curl lover, is that I never take a brush or a comb to the curls. It degrades the structure of the curl. And it's very, very hard to get that back. And you could theoretically on a heat-friendly style, heat style it to return it, but I'm here to tell you that that's nearly impossible to do, to get it just the way it was. So what I usually do is always just finger style my curly styles. Okay, everything is about just working with your hands. It's less wear, tear, and friction on the hair. Now there are some times when I do use a comb. I always use a wide tooth comb. This is another editor's pick. So what I do is I turn it upside down, but I only use the comb on the root. I don't follow through to the tip of the hair. I only comb out the root, and this is basically just to refresh and revive the style. Gravity kind of takes hold and compresses it against the cap, so in addition to shaking it out really well, I'll get in there and work against the grain on just the root portion. And I feel like that's probably a very safe thing to do because at the very root, the curl generally doesn't go up to the root. Okay, so we're only talking the first inch or so where the root is attached to the cap. And this just gives it a nice, fluffy, refreshed appearance without affecting the curl. So this one baffles me a little bit. So it says, only after washing and while still wet, you may use a wide tooth comb gently. Be careful not to overstretch or pull the fiber. So, okay, I always thought that that was a big no-no. Like off of the table, don't even try it. Don't even think about doing anything to wet hair other than to put it on a drying rack or hang it upside down in the shower and allow it to dry naturally and then style it. By combing wet hair, I think you really take a risk of overextending, stretching the hair. Especially a curly style, because curls, you can't just take a comb or a wide tooth comb and rake through the entire shaft of that hair without pulling. Curls create some resistance when it comes to that. So I'm sorry, but that's one that I probably don't agree with. I would never take a comb or a brush to wet wig hair. Okay. The next one is, to refresh the style as needed, we recommend using a 50-50 mix of water plus leave-in conditioner while finger styling it. Yes, I think that is a great idea. In fact, I think using the leave-in conditioner, just a small amount of it at times, will help keep those curls moisturized. When the curl isn't extremely dried out, it'll have a little more integrity. It'll take a little bit of a better shape. So to keep your curly wigs looking their best, I do recommend using a leave-in conditioning spray every so often after you wear it. I gently detangle, and then I'll spray a conditioning spray on and just kind of finger scrunch. And again, that will help keep those curls moisturized and help them keep their style integrity. Okay, the next one is, if desired, use a small amount of curl spray when styling. Do not overuse curl spray. So when they say curl spray, I'm not quite sure. In the context of a heat-friendly style, they have a thermal barrier type of curl spray where you would apply a thin coating before you take any kind of heat appliance to the fiber. I think that's a good idea, although in my experience, no matter how little amount I use, it always makes it feel gummy and sticky, and it needs washed more often. To me, that's not optimal, because every time you wash a wig style, it will create a little wear and tear, and it'll eventually reduce the life of the style. So using a little bit of curl spray I think would be fine. If they're referring to like a wig spray, like a wig hairspray, where like a setting spray, again, I feel like that attracts dirt and so forth. But if you do have a curly style that you've used your fingers to style it and you just want to set it, I think a wig setting spray or hairspray would do a really nice job on that. Just remember, I think products do make the hair, you'll have to wash it more often. And then the last thing it says, regular maintenance includes fully submerging the piece in a basin of cool water with 1 tablespoon of shampoo and soaking for 5 minutes. Do not agitate. Rinse, towel dry, and use fingers to style. Dry on a wig stand. Do not lay flat. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's your basic washing, shampooing a wig. Whether it's a heat-friendly style or a synthetic style, I agree with that. The cool water is important. I think that if you use any kind of even lukewarm or warm water or hot water, God forbid, it's probably going to alter the structure of the fiber, and you might lose a little bit of the curl on that. Soaking it for 5 minutes with a tablespoon of shampoo. So I just run my basin of water. It's just a shallow basin of water, put the shampoo in, and I agitate just the shampoo to make sure it's dispersed very well throughout the basin of water. Then I put the back of the wig in first to submerge all of the hair. I do not agitate it because that might cause little knots to form in the fiber, and it could create a mess for you. But I do take a little bit of the shampoo water solution and kind of gently scrub the inside of the scalp where some of the scalp oils and things might, form, and also at the lace front if there's any makeup residue and things like that. So I don't have a problem with any of that, and that's really a good way to do it. But not agitating, I think, is a great idea. Rinsing it with again cold water. Towel dry. So what I do is, I think towel dry is great. So I just gently press the excess water out of the wig when I lift it out of the water. I don't wring it. I just gently squeeze the water out, the excess water. When that's done, I take a towel and I fold it in half lengthwise. I set the wig on one end, and then I roll it up gently in that towel, and I push my knees on it. What this will do is it'll press the water out, the excess water out of the wig. And then I unroll it, and then I pick it up by the nape, and I spray it really well with a leave-in conditioner, and then I hang it in my shower. And some water will still drip a little bit, but for the most part, it's almost halfway dry at that point, and it doesn't take but a few hours for it to completely dry, depending on the thickness and the length and so forth. Now it says to finger style. I never do anything. I don't comb, brush, or finger style it until it's completely dry. I do not do that when it's wet. and then it suggests a wig stand to dry it, which I agree with. I like those really well. You should avoid drying it on a styrofoam head because it can stretch the cap. Just be aware of that. So I hang it upside down in the dryer. I think by doing that, the gravity kind of stretches it out and makes it a little more fluffy when it's dry. It says do not dry flat. And that's a great idea too, because what you dry it on, like if you took and put a wet wig in a box, it's going to take on the shape of that box as it dries. So same way with laying it flat, you might get a little bit of warping on the style. So that's it. That's their care instructions for wavy and curly styles. I just thought I would share that with you because some of these things I do agree with completely. The only one that I don't think I do is combing while it's wet. That's just, to me, would be a big no-no. And I never do that. But I always have wonderful results with a heat-friendly style or a regular synthetic by just finger styling my wavy curly styles using a comb only at the root, doing a lot of shaking, and then I use my fingers to pick and fluff to create the volume that I want. So I'm just about ready to film another comparison of the editor's pick in the pale golden honey, which I'm wearing now, the editor's pick in the shaded biscuit, and the editor's pick in the iced latte macchiato, the new cool tones. And that comparison will post on the Wig Studio One YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to the Wig Studio One YouTube channel, all the links are below. If you'd expand the description box, or if you just want to go out and do a search, we have a variety of ladies doing, oh gosh, how many now? Maybe 8 to 10 total ladies doing reviews for that channel. It's a beautiful thing. There's nothing else like it on YouTube for a variety of face shapes, styles, and colors. Please join us. We'll see you later on TAZ's Wig Closet at Wig Studio One.